Okay. Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. I am not justifying evil. I'm not justifying evil. Evil is not good. Evil is evil and good is good. Good is not bad. Good is not evil. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about, like, little word to the evangelical Christians, okay? I don't think you guys know what you mean. I don't think you guys know what you mean. Know what you're talking about when you say that good people who have flaws are evil. Because I would rather be a good person, a decent person who's willing to embrace my flaws and use them for the better, than to be going around committing crimes, doing nothing but raping and killing people all day. Like, a good person does have flaws. Good does not equate to perfect. Good does not equate to perfect. But a good person who accepts their flaws, a good person who accepts their flaws, embraces their flaws, and uses their bad for good, but knows to exclude some of the bad, like exclude certain bads, like rape and committing crimes and all that shit. Like a good person who uses their bad for good, but exclude a little bit of the bad because it's not necessary for their moral compass or whatever. If that's not a good person, I don't know what is. And you gotta, and just to let you know, I'm gonna attack the logic, because if a good person who drinks and smokes and just likes to have fun and not hurt anybody, as long as they're not hurting anybody, if that is evil, then the evil people who be committing crimes and killing everybody and be raping people, they are good. If good people who have flaws are evil, then evil people who commit crimes are good. Because that's what you're trying to tell us. And you tell us, don't judge the criminals. Don't judge the criminals, because you never know when they're going to go to heaven. Sorry. Like, I'm going to tell you this. When you're a good person, you can change. You can be sorry enough to change like that quick. Like, sorry can redeem you as long as you change with your actions. But when you're a criminal and you're used to living a life of crime, it could take you a whole lot. It can take you so many years. It could take you a long time. It could take you a couple of months. It could take you a couple of years. It could take you a long time, longer, to actually change your ways. And sorry isn't going to cut it. Sorry alone is not going to cut it. Like, I'm going to be 100%. Nobody deserves to go to hell. But criminals deserve jail. We good people with flaws, we deserve heaven. Okay, not only that, good people with flaws, drinking, smoking, all that shit, we make heaven. Alright, we make heaven. Criminals create hell. Imagine if all criminals just be saying sorry as an excuse to go to heaven, and they haven't even learned their lesson. Okay, heaven would be mayhem. Heaven would be literal hell. And people say only God knows. Well, here's the thing. If you know that God knows everything, then he should know that sorry ain't gonna cut it. Sorry ain't gonna cut it in order for the criminals to have to go to heaven. God would know that sorry ain't gonna cut it. Sorry alone ain't gonna cut it. Like, if you're so used to committing crimes and all that shit, it's probably gonna take you a while for you to actually change your ways. Okay? It takes more effort than a sorry to actually change your ways. Sorry doesn't change you. Okay, you change to confirm that you're sorry. Not only that, you change first and then you say sorry. And if you truly know how criminals really work, if they went to heaven, if they just died from committing a crime, if they were committing a crime, if they were living a life of crime, and then they got killed for it, and then they just say sorry, like 99% of the time, they are using they sorry as an excuse to get into heaven and commit crimes in heaven. Really, all criminals, whether they're remorseful of the shit they did or not, would not fully change with their actions. Will not fully change with their actions once they go to heaven. And I know what you're going to say. God is going to clean them out from sin. No. You be sinless first, and then you go to heaven. Being a human with flaws, and using your bad for good, you're good, that is not a sin. A sin is raping, killing for shits and giggles, and killing out of paranoia. Doing shit like that, that's a sin. That is what disturbs the peace. Us drinking, smoking, and all that shit, we just living our lives. I'ma smoke in the future when I get the chance. And I know what you're gonna say, like, you can never use your bad for your good. Dude, you've been doing this your whole life. Think about all the times you were annoying, but you were funny with it. That is using your bad for your good. Think about all the times you be sparring with your homies. Not instead of actually beating each other to death. Think about all the times you be sparring with your homies instead of beating each other to death. That is using your bad for your good. You're sparring instead of fighting. Think about all the fun and gentle and healthy alternatives that you use instead of actually going all out there being a menace. Like, healthy, gentle alternatives to being a menace. That is using your bad for your good. Okay? We are all gods. Okay, like, all that shit we be doing our whole lives, using healthy, gentle alternatives instead of, like, using healthy, gentle alternatives, like, to being, instead of being a menace. Like, if that isn't using your bad for your good, then I don't know what is. And there is nothing wrong with that, because nobody can be 100% good. Nobody can be 100% good. So when you use your bad for your good, that's when you have a personality. Like, you can't just be all good, all strictly good, or all bad. Like, if you are for that, and if you start to be for that mortality, people are either going to be bored with you, people are going to either be bored with you to the point where you can't really keep friends because of how boring you are when you take the strictly good path, or people are just going to want to get you arrested if you take the strictly all bad path. It is okay to use your bad for your good. Murdering for self-defense against a murderer and or a rapist, that is using your bad for good. You can do that without being the top dog himself without being Jehovah himself. I'm telling you, when you guys are trying to preach to us, telling us that, like, preaching us, like, trying to inspire us by telling us that only criminals can go to heaven, you're not really helping us. You're making us not want to go to heaven. Nobody wants to be in heaven full of a bunch of criminals turning heaven into hell. Now I understand why people say that Christians are the most evil motherfuckers, all that shit, saying that Christians are the most evil motherfuckers in the planet. Now I understand that. Okay, like, I'm gonna tell you this. You can preach, but stop evangelizing your religion, because it's not helping. I am not justifying a drinking addiction. Like, you can drink, you can smoke, but don't be addicted to it. But it's like, but yeah, don't be addicted to drinking or smoking or any of that shit. But I'm just saying is this. When you remind us that nobody's going to make it into heaven, when you remind us that nobody's going to make it into heaven, when you remind us that nobody's going to make us into heaven, it makes people want to drink and smoke more. Because what's the point? Alright? We almost got hit by the sun not too long ago. So, that sun is our hell. That's the hell that we can't avoid. And then when the sun hits the earth, the hell below the earth, and I'm talking about the hell really under the soils and all that shit, they're gonna merge together, and then they're gonna burn us all up. But I ain't gonna be like, no I didn't. Oh, so you've been living under a rock. Okay. But whatever. Here's the thing, just because you didn't see it does not mean I did it. So yeah. So yeah. So all I'm gonna say is hot Christians are on their way to becoming evil if they don't watch it. So just to say, not all Christians are evil, but the hot Christians are on their way to becoming evil. The cold Christians are already mean, they're already assholes, evil in their own way. But the hot Christians, they're on their way into becoming evil. Lukewarm Christians are okay. Okay, not all Christians are evil, but the way you preaching, talking about how criminals deserve to go to heaven, but not good people who drink and smoke and all that shit, like, it makes you evil for preaching that. Like, are you trying to create a criminal society in this world? Because we're already in heaven. Hell is above us and below us. People say, like, no, you can't be a good person, you're evil because you once lied and cheat. Like, yeah, I am. I know I'm a good person. I'm not perfect, but I know I'm a good person. Alright. I use my bad for my good. I know I'm a good person. If me, who uses my flaws for good, is evil, if me, a good person who uses my flaws for good, is evil, then so are criminals, rapists, murderers, all these people who be disturbing the peace. These people who be committing crimes and all that shit, those people are good. If I'm evil, then those people are good. Then the criminals are good. If good people are evil, then evil people are good. And when you preach that, that makes me question, what are you really rooting for? Are you really Like, what are you really rooting for? Because I know what you're not after anything that's good. You're not after anything that's good, but it's like you don't seem to have any good intentions by creating a Christian society. But I'm gonna tell you this: I am not gonna be open-minded to know what you about, because I've been there, I've done that, I made reckless decisions because I was Christian. So, so fuck Christianity. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you this, guys. There are no good intentions behind Christianity. The hot Christians are too lazy to find out. The hot Christians are too lazy to find out. The cold Christians are too mean. Like, the cold Christians are mean. They already found out Christianity for themselves, and they got bitter because of it. Like, when you go hot for so long, you're gonna go cold. You're gonna eventually go cold. Stay in the, if you're gonna stay Christian, if you're gonna be a Christian, stay in the lukewarm area. Stay lukewarm. Again, I am not preaching, like what I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not preaching that good is evil and evil is good. Evil is evil and good is good. So yeah. So give this video a like, a share, give this video a thumbs up, a like, share, and subscribe. So yeah. And if anything, you can click the notification bell somewhere around here for more videos if you want to keep seeing my videos. So yeah, bye.